Hi everyone. So today we are going to build a game generator which can make fully functional game in minutes with just one line of prompt. And we are going to do this with CrewAI. The game you are seeing right now on my screen, I made it with just a simple prompt. And my prompt was make me a Flappy Word game. That's it. So just imagine if you give more details of your game, it can make really cool games for you. You can experiment with the code, but in this video I'll explain how to build this game generator. Let me show you another game that I built. This is a tic-tac-toe game. Again, my prompt was like make me a tic-tac-toe game. And you can see we have got a really good UI and the animations here. You can see after ending the game, when X wins, there is a pop-up and other things are there. So you can imagine if we'll give more detailed descriptions, then how we can make a really complicated and beautiful game from it. So before starting, I just want to show you why I'm saying it can generate a full game. It's that it's not generating just one file. It's generating full folder. Like inside the folder, there will be multiple files. So it will generate a full-fledged end-to-end project. You can see we have got this full folder for Flappy Bird and we have got this full folder for Tic-Tac-Toe. So it's not just generating a one file, one main file to run the code. It is generating the whole directory and all the other files as well. So you can just manipulate those things as you wish. So yeah, so before jumping directly to the code, let's discuss the idea, how this system will look like, how we'll gonna make it. So you can see it will start with just a prompt that user will give, and then this prompt will trigger our first task, task number one. And the task is to build a full directory and multiple files like that are required for the project. And to achieve this, we are going to need a agent to do this task, right? And our agent will be a architect agent who will have who will be having a lot of experience in this project file management and all. So we'll make a agent for that to complete this task one. And the agent's name will be architect agent. So once this agent will complete its work and that okay, we need these files and with these names and our folder structure will look like this. Then this information will go to the second task because we are just executing the task in a sequential manner. So once task one is complete, we'll get all the folders and the file names and everything. Then all this information will go to the second task, and then task will be will start executing. And and second task will be to write appropriate code in all these files that we have got from the previous step. And for that, we are going to need a game developer, or you can say a coder or a software developer to make this happen, to write a code, to write a good code according to the game specification. So coder will write code in each file, and then whatever the output we are getting, will save that file in code.md or any file. Okay, and then we'll parse that file and we'll get the folder and working code. Yes, this last step is not shown in the diagram, but once you will start writing a code, will start writing a code, then you'll have a more clear picture of it, like how to make a full folders and directories of any project with this CrewAI agent systems. Okay, so let's start. Now you have a whole idea of how our project will look like and how we are gonna achieve this game generator thing. So currently I have divided this whole task into four subtasks. You can see in step 1, step 2, step 3. And why 4? Because we have only 4 files that is important to us, and when we'll run this 4 files, then we'll get all the things. Okay, so we'll start in a step by step manner. So this is the step 1. So in this step, we need to create our agents. We will create our agents. So let me just split this thing, and here I'll just show you agents.py file. Okay, and because we are using Crew AI framework, so we need to import that agents from our Crew AI, and we'll have total 2 agents. You can see architecture and software developer. The first one will be architecture and the second one will be a software game developer. Okay, and you can see each agent will have its own role and responsibilities. You can see here in the architecture agent, we have defined some role. Okay, you can see this is a role. Role is a software architect, and you can say this is the name of the agents. And after that, we need to give some goal to it. Okay, so means that what will this agent will gonna do, what its main motive. So we need to assign some goal to each and every agent, so that agents should know what it needs to do. And after that, we need to assign some backstory is like a identity of the agents. You can see here we have given it that you have a 10-year of experience in software design and architect. So that's how agents will know what they are good at and what they need to do with the goal thing, and what is their name. It's a role. And after that, we need to assign a LLM as well. If you don't want to assign that, you can leave it a blank. But here I'm assigning it which LLM we want that our agent should use to generate things. Okay. So this is how our agent.py file look like, and nothing complicated here. You can see it's a pretty simple thing. Now let's move forward to step number 2. After we got our agents up and running, now we need to create tasks for them. Okay, so this will be the step number 2. So let's split this screen and create task for it. This is our tasks.py. So we've discussed about 2 tasks. One is to create folders and files, and the second one will be the writing code in those files. Okay. And before starting, we need to import tasks from the CrewAI because we are using this framework. And we need to import our agents as well from the agents.py file, because in each task you can see we have some agents working on it. Okay. So after that, we need to define the task. So our task 1 is a architecture folder that here we will define like how you like in this task agent will just structurize our folder, and it will decide what the structure will look like according to the game specifications and game descriptions. Okay. So here you can see we need to give some description so that agent will know what agents need to do to complete this task. You can see here you need to make a best software architect folder for the games. So this will be the description. And you can see we have a expected output as well. So here we can define in which format or what should be the structure of the output that we are gonna get after our task will get completed. Okay, just see this output format. Here we are saying that we need path and a brief description about that file. You can see we need a path, and just after that we need a brief description about this file. Okay, and we are using architect agent for this task. And you can see we are getting some output file, like I'm saving the output of the task 1 in some output file. So let's go and visit that file. Let's see how it's looking like. You can see we are getting path and the brief description about that. Okay, so this is how the design.md file will look like, and this kind of output that we are getting from the task 1 will go to the task 2. Okay, let's go back to our task.py file, and our second task is a coding task. Here agents need to code, so we need to give some description about the coding part, and we need to define our expected output as well. So you need to see that here as well, that our output is like give me the path of the file, and then give me the code. Okay, and we are using the SD agent for this, and our output file will get saved into code.md. Okay, so let's visit that code.md file, and let's see how this code.md file will look like, or how the output that we are gonna get after task 2 has been completed, then how it will look like. So this is the code.md file. You can see path. You can see path. We have got tic-tac-toe game and slash game.py file, and just after that we are getting code for that file. Okay, so why this format is important? Actually, the format is why this format is important is that because uh, we are gonna do parsing in this file, in this final file, because this is the final output. Okay, so agents will not gonna create files on its own. So we are making our output in that way so that we can parse. So we'll apply a parsing function which will parse the path first, and it will create that path or the folder, whatever is there, and then put the code in it. Just after that we have got the code, so it will just parse the code and put that code in this path. Okay, that's how our parsing function will also work. But let's focus on our task.py file. So our task has got completed. You can see in task 1 we are getting some file. We have some description, expected output, everything on the place, and we have agents as well assigned to each task. And our step 2 look like this. Now what we want that our agent should collaborate, because whatever we are getting from here, it's not going there. Okay, so that's why we need a third step, and you can see this is the third step. Here you can see we are collaborating with each other. Like whatever we are getting from the task 1, it will go to the task 2. Okay, so let's open this file. Let's first split this, open our third file, and it's pretty much important. Let's go to the crew.py file. Crew means we are making a crew of it. We are getting multiple tasks and multiple agents, and we are making a crew of it. Okay, pretty simple is that. You can just import this CrewAI from crew. You can just import crew from CrewAI, and you can import the process as well. Process is like a sequential process. We have already discussed about that. We want a process in a sequential manner, because whatever we are getting from this, it should go to the task 2. So that's why we need a process as well. And after that, we need to import our tasks and our agents and our parser function. I'll discuss about this parser function as well. Okay, so we'll discuss about these things later. Let's first discuss about how our crew will look like. So in crew, you need to define the agents. Order doesn't matter here in agents. In case of agents, order doesn't matter. You just need to define what are the agents you are having currently in your system. Okay, the order in the task really matters actually. So whatever order you will pass in this list, in this order, it will get executed. So first the architecture folder task will get executed, and whatever we are getting from the architecture folder, it will go to the coding folder, coding task. Okay, and we have to define the process. Process is sequential, and we are like enabling our verbose so that we can see the output of the files, output of the like task 1, task 2, whatever the agents are doing. Okay, so you just need to write this thing, crew output equals to crew.kickoff, and it will kick off. Okay, it will just start or initiate the process. And if you want to print the output, you can just print in a raw format, and there are other JSON format as well, so you can print in that as well. Okay, so this was our step number 3. Now this is our final step. What was our final step? What was we were looking for? So let's discuss about that. This is our final step that you have already seen multiple times. So we just need to do some adjustment in our crew.py file. I'll just show you what we need to do in crew.py file, and I'll explain you to this extra code what we have written here and why we need this thing. Okay, so first we need a prompt that will be like given by the user. So that's why we are getting some inputs from the user. This is the game name, where user will write the game name, what the name of the game, and some description that user need to give about the game. If he's not giving any description, just copy paste the game name of the game. That will also be fine. Okay, if game is really famous, then it will be able to generate that game. And you need to assign a programming language as well, because sometimes it's relevant to our project. So that's why you need to assign the programming language. You need to give a name of your game, and you need to give a small description. If you have a large description, you can also give. You can specify some things like what will be the UI, what will be the feature that needs to be in our project folder. So that you can assign in a game description. And this is the main thing, because once we write our prompt, then it will trigger the task 1. But task 1 should have the idea of a prompt and whatever the input that user have given. That's why in architecture folder, this is our task 1. In description, we are formatting some things. We are formatting the game name, game description, and programming language. If you'll go to in task.py file, you can see these things. Here we are writing game name, game description, programming languages, and everything. So that's how our task 1 gets to know about what user has given as a prompt, as a input, whatever user has given, it will go to the task 1. We don't need to write it in a task 2 because whatever task 1 output, whatever the output will get from the task 1, it will go to the task 2. So in indirect way, task 2 will have idea about the game name and game description and programming languages. Okay. So let's go to CrewAI again. And after getting our data, because crew underscore output and crew dot kickoff, when we'll kick off this crew, then we'll get some output. So we need to pass this output because you have seen the output, right? In code.md file, we have this output. This is the output that we are gonna get after the task 2. To get to this point where we can run the game and we'll have a whole folder, we need to pass this code.md file. That is where in crew.py file, we are parsing. We are trying to parse code.md file. If there is an exception, then it will throw the exception error. Okay. And the last file, this is the parser.py file. There is nothing to explain in this file because we are just parsing the paths. We are just taking if this file path is existing or not. If not, then we are creating that file and then we are getting the code from that. Like just after the file path, we'll have a code. So we are parsing that code and put it into that file that we have recently generated, and that's how it will work. Okay, so this file will help us to create the whole folder like this. This is the folder. Let me just go to, okay, in game generator will have this kind of folder like tic-tac-toe doc text in game.py file requirement, and when you will run this game.py file, your game will run. Okay, this will be the trigger point. If you are not sure about the trigger point and everything, it has also maintained the readme file where you can uh, just see how the things will work. Okay, and yeah, I am done. Like we are done with this project. So yeah, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching.